So you will see here we have a crossword. A crossword is sopa de letras, right? So in this crossword, you will review the vocabulary that we learned today. But let's see then this vocabulary. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so here you have these words, this vocabulary below, and then we will check the vocabulary in the crossword for homework. You will work on it. But okay, we have here the first. If I'm wrong, I think we didn't see these yesterday, right? We didn't do this crossword yesterday, right? Well, you tell me. Maybe I forgot. Okay, so this is the first word, accommodation. What do you think, guys, means accommodation? ¿Qué quiere decir accommodation? What's the meaning of accommodation? All these vocabulary words are related to tourism.
Alojamiento.
Alojamiento, exactly, very well. So some students yesterday, they said accommodation, they acomodar, right? Well, but in this case, we are not accommodating things, we're accommodating people. So, well, accommodation, yes, it's the place where you will stay, for example, a hotel. We have hotels, resorts. Then they have concepts, like, for example, all-inclusive. We have other concepts like Airbnbs or hostels. Which one is your favorite when you travel itself? If you go on vacation, what do you prefer? Hotels, resorts, Airbnb, hostels?
Airbnb.
Yes, okay. Miguel, how about you? Which one do you prefer when you travel?
It depends. If I go to, if I go with my family, I prefer all-inclusive hotel. If I go of business travel, I prefer not all-inclusive.
Okay, very good. Thank you. And I think it's the same for Haiti, or it's different?
Yes, teacher. When we travel to the beach, I prefer all inclusive. But if we travel to, for example, USA, I prefer only accommodation.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Nubia, how about you? What's your favorite accommodation?
Well, I don't know. I think that it's just for accommodation in just a place to rest. Maybe hostels.
Okay, very good. And Michelle, which one do you prefer? Hotel, all-inclusive, Airbnb, hostels?
I use hotel or Airbnb.
Okay. Okay, very good. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, in my case, I think I always choose Airbnb. I'm like an Airbnb user. Like, I've been using it since well, I think 5 years ago. So for me, it's my favorite way of traveling. And the all-inclusive, I think they are good options. Many include the flights, so you worry about nothing because you have your tickets. You know, even sometimes the transportation from the airport to the to the hotel is included, you worry about nothing, right? And you have food, that's it. But in my case, I prefer to travel. I mean, try to see other places that are not always inside a hotel. So I think that hotels offer like maybe the most comfortable, right? But I prefer like something just for me to sleep at night, right? Maybe a nice place too, or maybe not the most not the cheapest option, but I try to find something in that. And yeah, well, then I like to be outside and then just at night for the hotel or the Airbnb. Miguel, yes, would you like to say something?
Yes, teacher, thank you. What's the difference between hotel and resorts?
Well, actually, the resorts, or the concept they have is that is not only a hotel. For example, a resort is the whole experience. For example, kind of Xcaret, or they offer not only rooms and pool. Maybe they have more activities. For example, they can have a mini aquatic park, the resorts. So they have a mini aquatic park, or they have access to other activities. I don't know, like they are usually aquatic activities, but I don't know, they can take you to cenotes or other things. But a good example of a resort is I think like Xcaret. That's a resort because you don't only have access to the hotel, but you also have access to parks, and it's like more mixing, I think, amusement parks. Amusement parks is como un parque de atracciones, right?
Okay,
Not that big usually, but with a hotel.
okay.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, teacher.
yeah, yes. And I know, for example, there's also the all fun inclusive of Xcaret, and which is not cheap, but for example, you can stay in the hotel. You can access all the parks because there are like 7 parks, if I understand well. So you can go to Xcaret, you can go to Xel-Há, you can go to Explore, you can go to Xochimilco. They have like many parks, so they have an option. You can stay in the hotel, but you also have access to all the parks. So, well, that's interesting, right? That's a good concept. They include food. That's more like a resort. But it's what I told you. And some people may think, well, that's good, especially if you have kids. But some people say, but I want something more authentic. Like Xcaret is good, but I want like a real cenote. I want to go to a real, because they feel sometimes that these parks are, well, they are man-made. So they depends on you, depends on what you like to do, right? Some people are more like, I just want to go and rest. I don't want to go like outside too much. So it depends on you. Okay, well, an aquarium is something we can find in many places, right? There are some in Mexico City. There are some here in Cancun too. In many places you visit, you can find, like big cities, you can find an aquarium. Okay, the next one is attraction, right? We're talking about not attraction like physical appearance. We're talking attraction of like places you can visit, right? Those are like the places you can go to have fun. Attractions can be, for example, amusement parks, like I wrote, son los parques de atracciones. They're called amusement parks, like Six Flags, yes, like the one, the Disney one, yes.
Universal Studios.
Exactly. Which other one do you know? Do you like amusement parks?
Yes, I like it.
Yes. That's fun, right? What is your favorite amusement park?
Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom?
Yes, Magic Kingdom. Epcot.
What are they? Are they in United States?
Yes, in
States?
Orlando. In Orlando, Florida.
Yeah,
And Universal.
Universal.
Yes, there are the Harry Potter's world,
Ah, yeah.
and in Disney case, Hollywood Studios is Star Wars world.
Star Wars. Yeah, I've heard about it. Yes, see, like if you're a fan, for example, of Star Wars or Harry Potter, and they have like a whole city that simulates the Hogwarts, or I don't know what they have it also in England.
The Force will be with you.
Uh-huh. May the force be with you. Yes. So, well, I think amusement parks are good. They are tiring. You're always walking, but it's good. Itzel, do you like amusement parks? Do you like, for example, do you prefer amusement parks? Do you prefer aquatic parks? Or Nubia, what do you prefer when it comes to attractions? Do you like amusement parks, aquatic parks?
I don't know. I don't like a lot the amusement parks.
Mhm.
Um,
Do you like, for
uh,
example, museums?
yes, I prefer museums or buildings.
Buildings to go sightseeing, for example? Para
What's
ver.
the meaning of cycling? Yeah.
Sightseeing is like going to Torre Latino,
Uh,
you see the view. Do you like this?
yes, and also look the architecture of the cities. I don't know how to say that.
Yes,
The old buildings and
mhm.
how they are
They are built, yeah.
built. Yeah.
And there's another attraction, for example, the walkabouts. Walkabouts are it's an activity, it's very risky, like adventures. You go in the nature, like camping, but it's usually more wild and it requires knowledge. People who go walkabouts, they need to know a lot about the nature, they need to know how to hunt. So they don't bring the food from home. They eat the animals that they hunt. They need to basically try to live in the nature. That's a very extreme, and I've heard of many people that walkabouts that go in for these kind of activities. I don't know if you have watched the movie 127 Hours, and it's about this real story. So he was for a walkabout. He liked climbing too, but he lost his arm, right? Lost. That's another attraction, right? So there's always something to do for every person, every taste. Okay, the next one is carnival. A carnival could be like those ones from Brazil, in Italy or Spain. There are also carnivals. Do you like carnivals?
Yes.
Yes. I think they show a lot about the culture of the country. Finally, we have, well, this destination when you arrive, because we have departure. Departure is the place you take the plane from. Departure, for example, if you go from Mexico to Canada, so the departure place is Mexico, your destination is Canada, but in between you have layovers, que son escalas o paradas, layovers or stops. Some flights, usually there are many flights that are direct from Mexico to Canada, direct, but some may have, for example, a layover, right? So you may stop in, for example, New York, and then from New York, you go to Vancouver. So, but the destination is the place you finally, the one you finally arrive. Okay. Now, we have this one, it's ecotourism. You like ecotourism?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. Like what kind of activities do you think are these? Ecotourism. Well, you know, I think depends, right? Because the word, this is tricky. If you go on a plane and you fly many kilometers, thousands of kilometers, for example, people who come from Europe to Mexico because they want ecotourism, well, bad news, but the plane they took already is not ecological anymore, right? But I think that there are some activities that don't affect a lot the environment, right? For example, there is one in Holbox, for example, and you can see the bioluminescence, right? Or I think you can also see it in Puerto Escondido. I'm not sure where exactly else in Mexico, but you can see the bioluminescence. And well, you don't do anything. You just move the water with your hand. You move the water, you get into the water, and the water shows, it's not very impressive like in these pictures, but that would be like ecological, right? Ecotourism, right? But I think that hotels that are ecological, I think it's a tricky word because they cannot be 100% ecological. They use electricity. I don't know of hotels that use solar panels. There are like many small hotels who can use solar panels. The waste from the hotels. So I don't know if ecotourism is still real, or if you have ever experienced a real ecotouristic experience. Do you know any experience like 100% ecotourism or close?
Teacher, in the pandemic in Acapulco, you could see bioluminescence.
Really?
Yes, because in the hotels, no people, and
And no lights, because it needs to be dark, right?
and there were no downloads, descargas.
They're
Were
like
no downloads.
downloads of energy.
Descargas of it's for
Okay,
water.
I know what you mean now.
The sewage water.
Yeah, of all these waste, right? In this case, I think we can see a discharge. Discharges. Discharges.
Okay. Discharges, and there are pollution in the sea in Acapulco. It can be possible to see bioluminescence.
Were you able to see it? Did you see it?
I only see it in
The news? Photos.
Yes. I have a friend, he lives in Acapulco. He sent us.
It's beautiful. And I think that is not normal, right? Or is it?
No, it's not normal.
Yes, so, I was thinking that if you want to go for ecotourism, so you go camping, let's say you don't want to go to a hotel, you want to go camping, but I think that just being there in the nature, when you affect the nature in one way or another, because, well, if you want, some people make a fire pit, right? So the same fact of making a fire pit, hacer una fogata, right? That is also affecting the environment. So, well, this word, I don't know if we can find activities or hotels that are totally ecotouristic. There are some, for example, activities that are kayaking. I'm thinking about aquatic activities, but I think there are more. But for example, sometimes you can go kayaking. Well, it's better than going on a boat, right? Because the sound of the engine affects the animals and the species living there. Okay. The next one is an exhibition. This is maybe something that Nubia will be interested too, right? We have the word gallery. Galleries, for example, are places that are more permanent. So the galleries, they have paintings that have been there like forever, right? That they have been there since the museum opened, and they are adding more and more things. But we have another word that is exhibition. Art. Exhibition. There are some others that are exhibitions. The exhibitions are usually temporary, and the galleries are like, you can find the same the year, but the exhibitions, just very specific time of the year you can find them, right? That's the difference between exhibition and a gallery. Do you like exhibitions of art? Do you like galleries?
Yes.
Yes. Very well. Well, we also have festivals. The festivals and the nightlife. I think there are two things that are related. There are festivals that are about the culture of the place, but there are also some festivals that personally I don't like. I don't like too much these festivals or being in very crowded places with a lot of people. You can see, for example, I was in what's the name of this? Afro Nation. I was in this festival, and it was very, very loud. It was wild. There were a lot of people. So I came with my friends, but I didn't like it. And it was 3 days in a row. So we went there the 3 days. It was crazy. People there are always people pushing you, people pulling you. You're surrounded by people smelling like cigarette, drinking alcohol. So, I mean, I don't mind being with friends inside home and drinking something, but I don't like this kind of atmosphere, this thing. It's like, it's always like this. There's always people ahead of you and behind of you. Hay gente enfrente y detrás de ti, pushing you. You have to take care of your stuff. If you want to go to the toilet, it's difficult. If you want to go for just take fresh air, it's difficult. and they start like about 6 and they ended up like about 3 a.m. So not for me. And the next day, you were super tired. If you drank a lot, well, you felt the hangover, right? So yeah, this is not for me. I think it's very messy. Es como muy desastroso, muy caótico todo. So, and I don't enjoy it because you have to be standing up the whole time. Y te quedas parado todo el tiempo. No, not for me. I don't like. I mean, this the Afro Nation is interesting. I like the music, but not for me. I don't like festivals. Do you like festivals?
No, teacher, I don't like to.
No. There's like these that are bigger ones, like the Tomorrowland. That is like for very young people, right? See, if you are young, you have to go there. No. That's why sometimes I think I'm a grandpa, or sometimes because I don't like this kind of. I can be like this with my friends, but all those people, I don't know them. I cannot be myself. Okay, well, and then we have this word, foreigner. What is foreigner?
Foráneo, extranjero.
Extranjero, exactly. We have foreign, this is the adjective, right? Foreign country, país extranjero. Foreign language, lengua extranjera. So this is the adjective. Foreigner is the noun, the person, okay? Foreigner. Okay, then if you're in a hotel, you are the guest. You know guests, right? Okay, we have guided tour. What do you think is a guided tour? You have the word tour and the word guided, which is the adjective. So what is a guided tour?
Guía de turistas.
Well, that would be a guide. Más o menos estaría, but you have guide is the person, but a guided tour.
Un viaje guiado.
Yes, un tour, viaje guiado. Very well. Do you like guided tours?
Yes, teacher.
If it's in Europe, yes.
Yes, because you need to know about history. But something that I don't like is when there's many people and the tour is very fast, because
Yes.
you don't go at your pace. No vas a tu ritmo, you don't go at your pace. That's when I don't like it. Okay, then we have hostel. You said this is one of the options where you can stay. So the hostel, you share the room with other people. This is good if you go there with your friends, right? So they are friends, they are family. Okay, not that bad. But if you are here with people you don't know, I wouldn't be able, and this hostel is beautiful. Usually they are like this. You see, people, they're snoring, making noise. I don't know, but not for me. I think it's better than sleeping in the street, but I don't know. I think that I would be embarrassed and I would sacrifice a lot of comfort sharing room with other people. Okay. Now we have the next one, an important word in tourism, that is landmark. What is a landmark? Landmark are the important places, the touristic places you can go when you visit a city or when you visit a country, right? For example, we go in Mexico City. So the landmarks are, for example, the Independence Angel, right? So this is one of the most iconic landmarks in Mexico City. You have the Monumento a la Revolución too, right? The Revolution Monument in Mexico City. That's another landmark. If you go to different places, you will find landmarks. For example, how do you, what is the landmark, for example, in Paris? What is the most iconic landmark?
Eiffel Tower.
Twin
El
Towers.
Arco del Triunfo
Eiffel.
también.
Yes, and the Triumph, the Arc Triumph. Very well.
Louvre
There are,
Museum.
sorry?
Museum of Louvre.
The
Louvre.
Museum. I wrote it wrong. Louvre, right?
Louvre.
This. Okay. Yes.
Landmark is lugares icónicos.
Yes. They are not only monuments. They can be monuments, buildings, places. Yeah. Because monument is only monumental, but a landmark can be very, even natural things. A very iconic, for example, a landmark in the Himalayas is the Mount Everest. So it can be anything that is iconic to visit. In Berlin, right? For example, the Berlin Wall, right? El Muro de Berlín, right? The Berlin Wall. So when you go and you are a tourist, you can, for example, find in Google, right? For example, you can go to Google Maps and you can find, I think that there are even options that you can find, for example, landmarks. London. So we show you, right, all the landmarks. Si tú buscas así, la ciudad, landmarks, escribí. Landmarks, London. Entonces ahí aparece, ¿no? Buckingham, los sitios más importantes. Buckingham, Big Ben, The Shard. So something you can do for any city you visit, you just look for landmarks. Landmarks in the Netherlands. De Londres. So it will be the same. Pones landmarks y pones el país o la ciudad. And they will show you, right? The places that you can visit. Those are buildings, monuments, etc. That's a tip for you. Okay, those are the landmarks. Now we have the word leisure. Do you know leisure?
No, teacher.
Well, leisure is like for fun, something you do for fun.
Ocio.
Ocio, esparcimiento, yes. So when you can say, for example, leisure activities. Leisure activities, right? Or in your leisure time, tu tiempo de esparcimiento, leisure time, all right? Okay, now we have the next one that is memorable. We know this because it's the same as in Spanish, but this comes from memory and the suffix able, right? So memorable, that you can remember it. Okay, monument. We have monument, museum, nightlife. Nightlife is these things that I don't like personally. Some people love it. I respect, but for example, they like the discotheques, right? Or bars, right? So for example, here in Cancun, you can find many, like this one. There are places even full of discotheques. Oh, well, that is not bad. But well, there are discotheques again, very noisy. It's only for me, it's only to drink, to smoke, so I don't like it. Nightlife for me is I prefer to do my activities in the day and then rest in the evening. But I have friends, and I've been with them, that they want to continue doing things in the night. So it's very exhausting for me. Personally, I don't like nightlife too much. And you? Do you like nightlife? Do you like bars? We even have a word in English that is partying. Partying. So when you see go partying, es como ir de fiesta. Or you can say, I am partying, como que estoy enfiestado, right? So I personally don't like very much these things in the nightlife, especially in places like discotheques, because, well, they are sometimes dangerous. Do you like them?
No, I prefer sleep.
Yes, resting. Very well. Okay, passenger. Passenger. You know, passenger? What is a passenger?
Pasajeros.
Exactly, very well. Pasajero. Excellent. Un pasajero. Reservation.
Spanish, reservación.
Excellent. Like that, you can also say booking, right?
Booking.
Rune is, for example, can be the Mayan runes, but it also means something else. Pueden ser unas ruinas, Mayan or Egyptians. But let's talk about rune as the verb ruin, arruinar. So what are things that can ruin your vacation? Tell me examples. What things can ruin your vacation?
Bad weather.
Yes, bad weather, very good. What else?
You have a stomach ache or headache.
Yes, sickness, disease. Very well. Well, so those are very bad things. Sometimes you can even lose your flight. Terrible. Okay. Scenery. Scenery is like a landscape, a beautiful view, for example, from a city or a natural place. Scenery. And this you get to see beautiful sceneries when you go sightseeing. Sightseeing is the activity of trying to see the most beautiful landscapes, which in my case, this is my favorite. I love sightseeing, especially if you can go to a very high place like a mountain or a building, and you can see all the city, or you can see the nature, the mountains. That's my favorite sightseeing. And finally, well, some people can, when you go on vacation, they always ask you if you can bring, for example, souvenirs. So they always ask you, right? For example, what kind of things can we bring for souvenirs for people? What are the souvenirs that we can give to people, to our friends? For example, there are the souvenir magnets. There are souvenir magnets.
How can I say llaveros?
Very well. Keychains. Souvenir keychains. What else? Sweets. which is my favorite. When
T-shirts.
yes, I always ask my friends to bring me sweets. Mhm. Okay, very well. So now we're going to practice this vocabulary, and we have now this story about vacation or holiday. Let me see, maybe I can download this. Okay, so let's read. And we put here the verbs. These are my summer holidays, and we have to use these verbs in past. Okay, according to what we are reading. Okay, so please help me. Itzel, can you start reading, please? It says, last summer. Okay, maybe Miguel, please, can you help us reading?
Yes, teacher.
Let's read this text, and we complete with the verbs that we have above.
Okay, teacher. Last summer, my family and I traveled in Tenerife.
What we have in.
Visit? No.
Visited in.
Where?
Exactly.
Last
Okay,
summer,
now,
my family and I were in Tenerife.
exactly.
Mm,
Where? In it is pronounced Tenerife, but British also say Tenerife. The Tenerife.
Tenerife.
We by plane.
We traveled.
Exactly. We travel.
We traveled like by plane, and it was fantastic.
Very good. Please help us continue reading this text, Heidi.
Yes, teacher. We who is gorgeous?
In a gorgeous hotel. What is the verb?
We stayed.
We stayed. Exactly.
We stayed by the sea. Our room saw in front of the swimming pool on the ground floor.
Maybe we can use another ones. Our room was, right? We have was.
Our room was in front of the swimming pool on the ground floor.
Very well. Please, Nubia, let's continue.
Yes, teacher. The first day we visited the town.
Excellent. We visited.
And bought some shopping.
Yes, but we usually shopping, I think we can say we did some shopping.
Okay, the following days we did a lot of activities.
Okay. Could be did. I think we can use in this case tried. We tried
yeah,
a lot
tried.
of activities. Yes. Okay. Can you please continue? It's said. I don't know if she's available anymore. But we can go with Miguel, please. The next one. In the morning.
La llamada, teacher.
Okay, Heidi, please.
Yes, teacher.
Following the first day.
The first day, we Mm. Okay. We spend no.
Sorry. This one already said Nubia. We visited the town and tried and did some shopping.
Okay.
The following days we tried a lot of activities. Sorry, it's in the morning, my dad and I.
Okay. In the morning, my dad and I.
I think we can use have.
Okay, teacher. Had some water. Sports at the beach.
Good. In the afternoon.
In the afternoon, we ate a delicious food in local restaurants.
Excellent. Next. To the aquarium.
Okay, visit.
We
went.
think we already use visited.
Visit or went, I don't know. To the
I
aquarium.
think we can say to the aquarium. We travel, we use it, stayed, have, visited, did, went. Yes, no habíamos utilizado went. Yes, went to the aquarium. Very well. And dolphins exhibition. A wonderful dolphins exhibition.
And
what do you think? Boat, send. We still have the verb see in past. Saw. Very well. We finish this paragraph, please, Nubia, in 13.
Yes, I sent a postcard to my grandparents and
Very well.
and
Boat, excellent.
Cool t-shirt. My sister met some English tourists and talked to them.
Exactly.
At night, my parents
At the disco.
dance at the disco. And
some Spanish wine.
And drank. I don't know.
Drank. Muy bien, no habíamos utilizado drank. Very well. And drank some Spanish wine.
We take hundreds of photos.
We took, very well, we took
Yeah, we
hundreds.
took, we spent an amazing week.
Exactly. We spent an
As it is.
amazing week in Spain. Okay, very well. So tomorrow we're going to do a similar activity, but with future. Okay, now for vacation planning. Okay, so we finished for today, guys. Thank you for being here and see you tomorrow. Bye.
You teacher.